I have been paid for my artwork. List a theme and I will create what comes out of that theme. I actually have this shirt on today too. I'm downplaying it a little because it is not clicking that someone would want to purchase my work. Do like, oh, this would be cool, but we could do like a wolf laying by the water. That's my wolf. That's just like an absent-minded thing. I always do stuff like that, like leaving the lid off my marker. Working with the canvas sheet, it is awful. Before I just keep talking. It's, fuck. Hi guys, welcome back. This week's video is super exciting. I have been paid for my artwork. I have had 2 individual pieces purchased. I'm going to do the first one this week, and it is going to be mixed media. So let's be realistic, it's going to be 90% collage, but I pretty much sold these pieces on the basis of list a theme and I will create what comes out of that theme. So this customer who purchased the piece, it is going to be an 8x10. I'm going to use this canvas paper. I found this at Dollar Tree, as I find everything, but it's really cool. It's a pad of canvas. Really cool. So I can put my collaging on here as well as my paint, marker, anything actually. But the reason I'm saying this is I did purchase something that might seem a little more professional to produce the work on, because in my own everyday work, I would just cut down a piece of cardboard. So I am going to actually use some canvas pad this week, but I actually have this shirt on today to represent the theme of the customer's work, because he's looking for wolf outdoor, I am like literally cannot think of any words, outdoorsy, mountain, woods. He loves like a nature theme. So this was my inspo shirt, but I myself love wolves and the outdoors. So I was so excited for creating this piece. I'm going to do as I've done in the past, just like set up my workstation, and whether that be overhead, I haven't really decided if I want to work overhead because it is a sheet as opposed to a canvas. But regardless, I'm just going to set up and go to town. I'm going to see whatever comes out on the paper, and then I get to let it dry completely. I'm going to frame the piece, and then I ship it. My artwork is, if I hadn't mentioned, it's been purchased and I get to ship it out to somebody, and it is like almost a dream come true. It's not almost a dream come true. I think I'm downplaying it a little because it is not clicking that someone would want to purchase my work, and I think I'm still working on that like self-doubt with it. But not only did I sell one piece, but I've sold a second piece. So we'll in the future film and I'll work on that with you guys, but I'm super excited. So let's just get started before I keep talking. So I'll see you in a minute. I think that overhead is going to be best case scenario with this. At the end, I might be able to have more structure to set it up on the easel, but right now I'm just gonna build like the background design, pretty much the layout, I guess, of the piece. So we'll do it one little section at a time, and we'll see if I need to change views or not. But I do have a bunch of nature themed paper already. I bought this book, oh, it had to be 10 years ago from Walmart. They have a giant book of mixed paper themes. Like, I bought obviously the nature one, but they have like animal print, they have florals, they have all different types of prints in a book that you can buy all together. So obviously this one has lasted me quite some time. It has wonderful, it had a wonderful color scheme. It wasn't just all greens and browns and grays. There was plenty of blue. There were some like beach scenes and desert scenes. So it was, I've shredded it at this point. So I just have bits and pieces left over, no longer in the book. But I figure, I mean, we're doing an outdoor scene, so I think a lot of this I can obviously utilize. I always save the, like in an Amazon package or Walmart delivery, whatever comes. They send this paper now as like in place of, I guess, bubble wrap in a lot of cases. And so I always save this paper that they put in the packaging. And this is just advice, like if you guys maybe want to save on supplies or looking for different papers to utilize. This stuff is free. Well, it's not free because you order the product, but it's ultimately free. They throw it in the box with the product you've already purchased. But this paper, if you have kids, it is the best coloring paper. You throw a roll of this. It comes like in a giant wadded up ball in the box, but you can flatten it out and it rolls up. But this is the best coloring paper, the best collage paper. You can paint on this. It holds marker, it holds crayon, pencil, charcoal, and I just cannot, like, I am so into reusing items. So I really think that this is such a good save if you are that type of, you know, artist that likes to recycle. That's ultimately what I'm doing. I'm just recycling things that I already have into new work. So, and it's very cost efficient. We are going to get some brushes so we can do the layout here. Now, I would think let's try to sketch it a bit. We'll try to like rough sketch what I'm thinking of right now, but I imagine there's going to be like, this is going to be the forested area. Maybe there's like a watery stream. There could be trees in the forefront. And then we could do like, oh, this would be cool, but we could do like a wolf laying by the water. That's my wolf. Maybe we'll definitely put some birds up here. And there can be like shrubbery along the water. Maybe we'll widen that a little and go back into the forested area. Okay, so this is how I pretty much start every piece, just what comes to mind, but this can change. If I lay something down and I don't like it, that's the magic of collage. We just get rid of it with something else. So let's start. I would say, actually, I would probably save this tree specifically for something in the foreground, like if I had to put something up front here. So we'll save that, and we'll put some of these in this area. Wait, I have some more trees right here. This would be a good foreground one as well. Okay, so we're gonna and this looks wild. I mean, if you've watched my collage videos before, this is not what it's actually gonna look like. This is basically the base, and I will drop in more texture on top of this. I always just try to get like a solid base built, because that's what I build off of. And like, see, these trees would be texture up in the front. All right, but let's lay. We're gonna use the Mod Podge. Oh my goodness. I'm so bad at putting the lids back on this. Like, I walk away from my project and come back in 30 minutes and see what happens about half your glue dries. That's just like an absent-minded thing. I always do stuff like that, like leaving the lid off my marker and walking away. Look how much of this dried. Speaking of utilizing your supplies, I also, as much as I try to utilize there, I waste obviously as well. That's a bunch of glue wasted. So we're gonna lay this down. I will probably end up, you know, doing some sped up clips and so on. Just pretty much want to get this started with you and go from there. Okay, and we'll put some yeah, that'll be good. And that'll add some texture right there. It looks like we're missing like a little. Okay. Already working with the canvas sheet, it is awful. It's not, it's very like, you know, it's a piece of paper basically. So going forward, I'll see how I like this drying and what it feels like, because it should, you know, with the glue or with the Mod Podge drying, it should definitely stiffen up and get some more like heft to it. But it feels foreign to me because I'm so used to using like cardboard or something with a little more like the same word, heft to it. It's got something to work on. But I think that this for the customer will fit better in a frame and not look so bulky and maybe like it's all made of trash. But you know, that is the work I do. I make art out of trash. So I guess if you're ordering it, you kind of know what the concept is. You know, most of this is paper or things I come across that I keep to collage with. So far here is the like backdrop. I'm gonna let this section dry because I want to trim away. I want it to trim away from the back and kind of see also how this dries. And I will be back after that. I'm gonna check in. So here is the piece, okay? I tried to create as much depth. I will show you it when it's obviously finished completely and in its frame, but if you can't tell from this angle, that's a pretty decent angle. I've tried to create as much depth as I can, so just layers and layers, you know, fanning out towards the viewer. Here's my tiny wolf. He turned out super cute. I'm going to also, like, this is not complete. I'm going to go in, I think, and outline a few things so they pop a little more. But I was taking a look at the matting that comes in the frame, and I am messing around with actually collaging the matting itself so that when I layer it over this picture, it has even more depth. So these things will pop out in front, and then this will go backwards. I don't know how that's going to turn out. I am completely winging this idea. In my head it works out nicely, and I create what I'm imagining right now. But as I go to put it in the frame, I could hate everything. And then I figure I would just remeasure and cut down new matting. So I'm kind of just playing around here with the concept. So I'm going to work on that part of it. I still need to outline and fully let the image itself dry. But for the most part, I have completed the main piece, and I'm pretty happy with it. Like, I'm actually a little more impressed than I even thought. I was kind of getting in my head like I took on project that maybe I couldn't fully succeed at. And like I said in the beginning of this video, I am working on that. I now look at this and I'm like, oh, I just don't even know how that just happened. So I'm very happy with the work, and I'm just going to do the finishing touches, and then I will show you guys the final piece. I think it turned out pretty good. That's going to be the matting. Now, I'm just going to go in, make the little wolf pop more, and clean. I always want to clean these, so I'm going to clean this frame and then put it all back together. I will see you guys soon. Okay, I'm trying to show you this without picking up the glare. There's a glare, but for the most part, if you don't focus on that, you can see everything that was meant to be in this picture. There goes the glare. Okay. Anyway, this is the final piece. It turned out better than I could have even expected. It's all framed, all cleaned, dry, outlined. It's, like I said, kind of hard to show you in the frame, but it almost looks like there is a walkway, you know, a path. There's rock built here. There's different depths to the trees. There's a waterfall and that cute little wolf. So sorry about the glare. I don't know how bad it's showing up on camera, but it's pretty much all I'm focusing on if you can't tell. But thank you so much for watching. If you've made it to the end, I appreciate you being here. And I am really spiraling on the idea of possibly selling more work, making it more advertised. I would love to know anybody's opinion. Is my work something you would buy, something you would recommend to a friend of yours? I'm just trying to like ballpark ideas in my head without spiraling. So I would love some opinions, because that would be very helpful. But other than that, I will see you guys on the next video. Bye. Hi guys. Hi guys, and welcome back. This week is super exciting. I feel like I might say that every week, but I mean, I do love doing the videos, except this week, I need to just start over. Ta-da! I don't know if this is gonna glare the whole time. It's probably gonna glare the whole time. Here is, it's just glaring the whole time. So let me show you. Okay. Okay, ta-da. It's all done. I'm gonna try not to move it. It's, fuck.